first day of White Party.
This was the party that we also thought we might not go to. Best part is just how ridiculous it is.
My energy level is at 1 out of 10.
Very luckily have been invited to an after party.
Hi, Tokyo Tops.
We are back from White Party. We've recovered. I think it took me like a month to recover.
It's actually 2 months after.
It's 2 months, yeah.
Almost 3 months.
But it took like 1 month for me to recover. And we got some questions, both on through our YouTube comments and also through our Patreon. And so we thought we'd answer some questions for you.
White Party is definitely our very first circle party experience for both of us.
Yeah.
And it's our favorite party. And we are so happy to, advocate promote for White Party as well and let you guys know how awesome the party is.
What did the cost look like attending an event like this? Long story short, to get to the party, to enter the party, hotels, flights, costumes, I spent 250,000 Japanese yen. VIP pass was 44,000 yen. Hotel was 85,000 yen. So like roughly 10,000 yen a night. And then costumes were kind of expensive at 15,000 yen. So then beyond that, I budgeted another 100,000-ish for like my spending money of like drinks or like getting into GOD or what food and stuff like that.
Right.
So then that brings it to 350,000. And that was for a comfortable experience. Sanjugoma, yeah.
It's not luxury.
It's not
luxurious, but it's kind of like comfortable. I think that's the best way to describe it. I would say if you're planning to go, book early. You can book right now. A lot of my friends actually, they booked in January, right after they finished the previous White Party. They booked a hotel and also reserved for the flight as well. It seems like if you book early, you also have more cancellation flexibility as well. They usually allow you to cancel the hotel right before you go, right? Like around December or something. But also, regarding hotel, I have one strong opinion. Don't book around Platinum. Guys, don't book around Platinum.
We will talk about that later at the bottom.
Really?
Yes. Were there old gays like me at White Party? Seemed like the crowd was a bit younger.
The crowd is very younger because that's just a very standard for all different party and nightclubs and rave events. There's always more young people than older people. But I would say there are some older people as well. Like I met a very kind and friendly older gentleman and he watches our channel as well. I shouldn't probably assume his age, but I think he's at least over 50, but it seems like he had such a great time with his boyfriend and he was vibing with us and he talked to me a little bit. So it was very fun seeing older crowd or more mature crowd enjoying the party as well. So I think you shouldn't be worried about the age. Don't let your age stop you. You can always enjoy the music and party and friendship.
Not only are there like older gay men at the party, but there are older women at the party.
Also just women in general. And also transgenders as well. I saw a lot of people actually just minding their own business and dancing and vibing with their friends. So it's not only a party for sex, okay? And a lot of other people and different age, different genders can enjoy the party.
Did you see her?
I mean, I saw a video of her.
Of her, wait, was she dancing with her like in front of the because I passed her and I like did a little bit because she was just like feeling her out. Like she was like having a great time in her vibe or whatever. It looked like she had some like mango smoothie or like daiquiri. I was like, where did she get that? And like I was trying to find you guys, so I was like, I can't stop to talk to her, but I wanted to talk to her so badly. And then we started talking about it somewhere online. I think we had this like White Party chat where it has a whole bunch of people. And people are like, oh yeah, like that's the Hong Kongese auntie, and her gay bestie or whatever owns a bar in Hong Kong.
And so she's like a legend.
She's like a legend, and like she'll like travel with him to parties and stuff like that. I was like, that's amazing.
And she was in the very front, right? And enjoy all the show.
And she was just sitting there like living her best life, like.
That's who I want to be.
Yeah, that's who I want to be.
Less about bodies and sex and just vibing,
Did your new fit body's biceps and abs result in more attention? Because I am salivating. Well, thank you. For me, I would say not necessarily. I have this feeling that there's like a range. Someone who likes me, I'm in a range and like I can fluctuate in different body types within that range or different looks or different hairstyles, whatever. And the people who like me will probably still like me. I feel like I'm still in that box. I'm just at a more extreme end. So did I get any new attention? No. And that's because I haven't gotten out of that box where I'm like, where I'm like so like massive. But I felt better. I have body issues. And so like even me showing my body and being shirtless on video is a very hard thing for me to do. And it's something that I was able to do a little bit more confidently than I have before. So it's like I've noticed more personal changes, which is really what it should be.
Actually, I do think I reached to a different audience right now.
Okay.
I'm getting into this category of like people have like slight muscles. And also like people who have muscles starting to pay a little more attention to me. But you guys have to understand, you can see top beauty at white parties. They're Instagram models, they're fitness models and trainers, professional trainers. You know, they're like the celebrities of gays and also go-go boys. There's always better direction to look at. And I don't think like in terms of like how my body, I will stand out, you know?
Okay, truth about Homepa. So how far you want to go into this? How far can we go into this?
Homepa, like we can just be honest, it's a huge for gay people.
But yes, but not always.
But not always, because there are actually two types of
Yes,
Homepa.
yeah.
There are like more international and more open Homepa, which is like, you know,
Usually leading to sex.
people, yeah. But there another part of Homepa is which I enjoy more. It's just like dancing in sexy underwear and touching and kissing and
it's usually
doesn't lead
Asian
anywhere.
only.
I actually enjoy that, you know?
Well, and I can tell because when you're at these parties, he walks around and he just gives people Austin Power looks. Like, hey. And then they'll look at him and be like, because they can tell, like you're watching, they'll be like, hey, you want to join? And he'll just be looking at them and being like, yeah. There's always a side of you, even this goes beyond home parties as well. You don't need to have sex to enjoy the scene. Like even if people as well, like if you're out at a club or something and people pay you attention, that is enough for you. Or they come and talk to you, that's usually enough. They don't have to carry it.
Okay.
So you're at a home party.
Don't you think sex is the least interesting thing in this whole like activity or spectrum? Like the flirting, like the, you know, leading the other person into it, and the kissing and touching is more magical than sex itself.
So that's what he's like at
sex is overrated.
That's what he's like at a home party. We went at separate times. So he went back to the hotel to pick up some stuff, and then I went directly to the party. So I got to the party relatively early. I wanted to get to the party relatively early.
To avoid me.
Yes, to avoid.
Oh my God!
No. So I could have sex without people watching me.
But you are with other guys. They're watching though.
Different rooms.
You know I would hunt you
Yeah,
down.
I know you're. But it was really interesting because I remember I was talking to a friend who hadn't been to a home pod before, and he was like, okay, like what do I expect? Like what should I expect? Like he was a little bit nervous, as you would be, right? Not knowing what's gonna happen. I said, don't worry. There's a safe spot. There's a safe spot where people will like eat in the kitchen or like sit on the couch and chill. So I was like, so if it's overwhelming, just go there, you're safe. He was like, oh, okay, cool.
I don't think there was any safe spot.
So we got into the party, opened the door, and it was like wild from the get-go, like in your face. Like you open the door, people are just stripping right there. I was like, I was like turning to him and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It was tamer in the living room, but it wasn't.
Yeah. But it wasn't pure.
Safe, it wasn't pure.
Innocent.
It wasn't innocent. So there was really no perfectly safe space.
I mean, like, what do you mean safe space? Wait, you wanna go there and like just sit on the sofa and chat with people?
I mean, people did
like,
that. You kind of did that.
I had visuals. I fucking people.
Yes, you were. Yeah, baby. From your perspective, how easy did you guys feel interacting with non-English speakers or speaking country gays in White Party? Did you hang out only with your English-speaking circle, or did you happen to make new Asia-based Asian friends?
I mean, I speak multi-languages.
You're like, I don't even have that problem.
But I still hang out with my English speaker friends because I feel like that's more of like my most natural way to interact with gay people. Although like, you know, I'm from China, also I lived in Japan for a very long time. I sometimes don't feel very comfortable hanging out or communicating with Chinese and Japanese gay. Not only because of the language, but sometimes it's also about the mindset. I want to add a note on that. Like I feel I really vibe with Singaporean and Malaysian
people.
I feel like they're the best because they are Chinese speaking. I mean, a lot of them are. We shouldn't neglect that they're a multiracial situation, but a lot of like Chinese, Malaysian, and also Singaporean Chinese, they speak both Chinese and English, and they seems like have more like international Western mindset as well. Like that's a perfect kind of like match for me.
So for me, I think it's a little bit different insofar as like, language aside, I think the type of people who are going to want to talk to me, like, this is an assumption on my part, but I feel like they already have an interest in or understanding of Western culture.
That's
including
not true.
English.
That's not true. You remember like a couple of years, like our second white party together, there was like really cute Chinese guy. And he doesn't speak English.
You're right.
And you know, I kind of work as a translator.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I also really think he was hot too. So we were like double gaining on him a little bit.
That's a really good example. And in that example, because I also have a note here saying body language, and I guess body language was there, but it only went so far. Maybe I should learn a new language so I can.
I mean, just approach the Japanese guys. There are a lot at the party, actually, I realized.
There are a lot of Japanese guys at the party, for sure.
So I'm like, I'm already in Japan. If I want to talk to Japanese guys, why don't I just talk to Japanese guys here?
Because, no. This is one of the things that I think is really good about circuit parties or white parties or whatever. If I meet a guy there, I kind of feel like, okay, well, we have something in common from the get-go. I know that we have something in common. I know as well that they understand the scene.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a level of perhaps relatability or of mutual understanding. So it's like if I found someone there, I think I would be more motivated to go and try and know them because I feel like maybe we'd be more of a match. This year, White Party only had 4 parties. There is 1 day gap for pool party. How do you guys like this schedule? Comparing to last year, they had 5 nights continuously. Lastly, assuming I don't know too many people at White Party, how can I find an after party? Should I talk to some strangers? Maybe 2 scenarios here. I'm hot or I'm not hot. So 2 scenarios.
Oh my God, that's a lot of questions actually in one question.
So, first, my feeling on the parties, I actually liked the schedule significantly more because it gave me a break. But I'm sure that you'll probably comment on this. In general, 4 parties, even with a break, is too long. Does it matter if there's a break or not? Like if.
But you said you have.
I did. I was okay.
Yeah.
But I do think I agree with you now that like going back this year, I don't know if I would do the full 4. There's no one right way to do white party. So just kind of like do what you can, go with your feelings and your gut instinct at the moment, and then celebrate the wins, and then just don't worry about the ones that didn't work out, you know. The main event is the main event though, so that's usually the one that they get the most people.
The main event is when everyone wears
white. Yes, so there you go. That's a good party. Assuming I don't know too many people, how do I find an after party? And then they said like 2 scenarios, I'm hot, I'm not hot.
Okay, regardless if you're hot or not, just build up your connections.
Yes.
Sometimes even if you're hot and you're standoffish and you probably wouldn't get a chance to be invited because there's so many hot guys. Come on, like.
But if you are hot, you also can be just randomly invited because that happened to one of our friends too.
Like a couple of our friends.
Yes, a couple of our friends. You should know by now your strengths and weaknesses.
Your strengths. Work on your strengths.
You can make your own Homepa.
That's a different.
I mean, well, hold on. There are times it's like waiting to be invited to something can be hard at times. And I know a lot of people around us who are like, well, if we can't find an after party, we'll just host a little small gathering. And, 10 people, we'll have a good time. You can come. And we were also doing that with each other too, kind of like with these friends.
Also, the Homepa, if you don't get invited to a Homepa, it's not the end of the day. Like Bangkok, there's so much way to enjoy. And to be honest, some night I'm like glad that Homepa didn't happen. I'm like, I'm ready to go home and sleep. I'm so fucking tired.
Party outfits. I noticed there's a huge difference among various regions. North American used to dress up, but in Asia and Europe, European people don't dress up. Just tank tops and shorts. As an Asian, I'm always on a regular short and sneaker with no shirt while partying. I don't understand why people from USA dress up in that way with neo mask, crown, lots of jewels. I guess it's for fun, but it always seems the lack of sexy and mask vibe. What's your idea?
Okay, I mean, I covered a little bit. I feel like, again, it's not a bodybuilding competition, or it's not a sexiness competition or a beauty competition, beauty contest. It's not until you make it into one. It's a party, and party is there for you to dance and enjoy music, and you should dress up whatever makes you feel sexy. I would say like, why judge? You know, like people like Andrew probably gonna judge you because you don't know how to dance.
In your sneakers.
I mean, I have no hate being like, oh, I want to be masked. I want to feel sexy as a masculine man. But I also don't think wearing jewels or wearing crowns and neon will reduce your... You can still presently very masked and also have very fun costume. I think you're being lazy and not being creative, and there are multiple ways for to celebrate that manliness that you love with some creativity.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Now, don't get me wrong. I love watching all these beautiful boys, beautiful men with all these beautiful bodies going around. But I will tell you that the memories that I have, the ones that stick in my mind are people in the costumes. I still remember, I believe, was he from Indonesia or Malaysia? And he was like a goddess. Do you remember that? I went up to him because I was just like, you look fantastic. And then he was like, oh my God, thank you. I'm a fan of your channel. And then he came in like, well, he didn't sit because it was like, he had like a scepter and everything. And like, maybe there isn't a sexy element to it, but there's something about it that really sticks. Like there's a memory aspect to it. And it's also, again, going back to what we said before, it's bonding.
I mean, parties were fun, not only for sex and hookup, guys. Let's move beyond that.
I will say that my white party outfit, I felt like it wasn't as sexy as my military outfit.
I mean, you could wear the same outfit because the stormtrooper
was white, I know. Do they ever play regular pop music?
Made me sweat. Made me harder.
Oh yeah, make me harder.
Made me lose my breath. Made me water. Boom, 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 boom.
I don't really know how to explain it. Some people tell me it's like house trance or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah.
Wait, hold on. What do you think is the main song of the year?
We all expected it to be Apartment.
But it was
But
not.
it wasn't. We're not.
It was played like once, I think.
Was it the Gaga one with?
It was played at the very end with Bruno Mars.
Mars and Gaga, right?
Yeah. I think it can be one of the most played songs, but I would say like another one is like, "Can You Feel It Now?"
Oh,
yeah. Played so many times.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Do you want to describe this comment a little bit, like in short?
Yeah, so this person liked the old venue more, which is true, we did too. But White Party are like very cliquey, and they don't know whether this is like a special thing in Asia only, but like not mingling with each other or smiling or vibing. It can feel cold at times and dismissive. There's less body positivity in the Asian scene. But yeah, it kind of caters to a party that is a class war between their cliques.
I agree. I think there are a lot of truths in your comment. I would say that's why, okay, here we go. I think you should always go to White Party with friends.
You're okay.
I actually don't recommend people go solo, because once you go solo, you have these kind of ABCD problems. You feel lonely, you feel ignored, or not able to mingle with other groups or stuff like that.
Or you're trying more to do it because you don't have your own group.
But honestly, I'm just having so much fun with my friends. If you have a group of friends, go with them and ask people around, like if I know you have never been to White Party, do you want to join me this time? Like, sasotte. But people being like, oh, but I don't have any friends to go with. Maybe you should reevaluate why you don't have any friends to go with.
I agree with the points. Like, yes, it is cliquey. Yes, it's body war between who is the best like statuesque body and stuff like that.
It's not until you make it into.
Yeah, but I mean, there is that element to it. It's very easy to fall into that. It's quicksand.
Yes.
If you have to put your foot in, but once you put your foot in, you can be sucked in. However, one thing that I will say is my feeling on the matter is that if you are going to choose a party in Asia, this is the one with the most inclusion. This is the one with the most body positivity. And I say that from, I guess I've only really been to the one for Taiwan Pride, but I felt on my personal level, that wall was thicker and higher than it is at White Party. If you're gonna give it a shot, this is the one to try out. Yeah. I guess this person in general did give it a shot and it wasn't for them. And I would say in that case, don't go to Taiwan Pride or Formosa
Wait,
because
but this
it'll
person,
be
like, it seems like he's very experienced as
Yeah,
well.
it does,
It's like
it does.
my last
Yeah.
white party.
Yeah,
Probably he have
for a while, yeah.
been there like many
yeah, he's
times.
probably
Yeah.
been to cruise things,
yeah.
America, Europe, where
And
probably
compared to that,
exactly.
it's less. Yeah.
And yeah.
So because we always advocate for White Party as the greatest party in Asia,
Yeah.
it's because we have never been to others.
Other ones that we
but this year,
Oh, you're
this
going.
guy,
Oh, I'm going
You-
to Songkran.
I'm going to Pattaya. We will see. Maybe White Party isn't that great. You know, maybe.
I mean, one thing I will say is the DJs announced for Songkran. Are more excited about. Okay, last question. So this is from one of our Patreon subscribers. If you guys didn't know, we do have a Patreon, and we go into things actually really deeply, probably even more than this Q&A. Also, if you're traveling to Japan, we have a lot of tips and stuff, and you can ask us directly in the Discord chat about where to go, what to do, what days. We need to know all the details. Best place to stay in Bangkok for White Party, which clubs, gay establishments to go to, how to find the after party, spill all the tea.
Don't book around Platinum. I really hated that place.
Which means don't book around Central World or CM.
No, that's not true. Platinum is its own region.
Its own mall, actually. Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
Every time I walk out that area, it's so packed because Platinum is a very busy mall, and there's a lot of like street food on the street as
and
well.
it's very thin.
And I always have like a heart attack walking out of my.
And then once you finally get out there and you get to the main road that goes down, it's like a massive road. And it's like really busy, lots of cars, and a very thin area for you to walk on as well. It's not, it's just not, it's not
오샤레잖아요.
Yeah, 오샤레잖아. Like it's just kind of like, yeah, I agree. This is the difficult part, is are you wanting to go to a Homepa or not? Because a lot of the Homepas tend to be in the vicinity of the White Party venue. I'm talking about like, do you book around there or do you book in like Silom Saladin?
Oh, you don't book in Silom Saladin.
Well, see, that's the difficult part, because I think actually if you don't care about Homepa, you could, because you can go after the DJ station and GOD. There's also all the bathhouses down there. If you go down to Silom Saladin on those nights, it's poppin'.
Okay, but just don't book Forest Hotel.
Besides Saunas, he hates it so much. It's actually oshare, I think. It's just so tiny. It's just so tiny. It was so tiny. You could like barely. It's like the hotel rooms you find in Hong
I got
Kong.
tricked by this guy. He was like,
it was
just book Silom Forest.
I think I
hated
even
that
recommended
place.
that. Someone was like, "Oh, I want to go to Saunas. Where should I stay?" I was like, "Stay
Silom
next door, Silom Forest." I mean, it is so tiny.
But the staff are so nice though. They're like really sweet.
Clubs, DJ station, GOD.
Okay, I think this is a little bit outdated because what I heard this time, the club was most popping was Beef.
Beef is super popular, but they're also saying that Rush is super popular, and Rush was just. It was over capacity. You might like it because it's literally just people sweating. There's sweat dripping off of the ceiling onto you.
Ew.
It's yeah. Everyone's like shirtless or naked or this and that, and you're trying to slip by each other, and you're slipping, and all these people's sweat is just rubbing off on you.
That's hot.
And it's that's
hot.
not hot for me.
That's hot.
Drippy, hot, humid, gross. Bathhouses. So I'm a Saunamania fan.
Every White Party gotta come to Saunamania.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Nasty. But I always say nasty,
But you're always ending up there, and yeah.
I don't hate it.
Maxwell Onsen Spa, I went after. I think it's something good to try out. I think it's a good concept, it's fun. I understand why you like it. I would say that it's, we've talked about this before on the channel, where you prefer, you're more satisfied with lighter aspects of play in a way that I'm not. So if you're satisfied with more lighter aspects of play, I think that Maxwell Onsen Spa is a good thing, but I do think that it has the best massage chair I've ever been into. Yeah, I went twice.
It's very like relaxing space.
Go for relax and then like hug and tug. Chakran Sauna is good, and let me tell you, it's far away. Don't stay there over White Party, but they also have a connecting. It's like 2-in-1. It's a hotel.
Yeah. Okay. Should we talk about this place?
What? Wait, you don't like it?
No, I actually really like it.
Yeah, I really like it.
Because all of you guys are worried about how to get invited by Homepa.
Yeah.
Right? This place is better than Homepa.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
The worst scenario, okay? Listen to me. Worst scenario, go to Chakrang and pay 1,500 bahts. And they have models for you too.
Oh my gosh.
Did you go to that area? Which
no.
it's like a gym, and the guys are working out.
Yes.
And
yes.
it's a bar.
Yes.
Then you can
Yes.
give a tip of 1,500, and they will all stand up, being like, and then you have 1 hour with them.
Wow. Oh, I didn't know that. So, okay, now I'm going to take it not a step further, but from a different angle. So they have a hotel connected to the place, and I stayed there. And it was a really nice room, I had a little balcony overlooking the pool downstairs.
Yeah.
And that's where when they're not working, they're working out and swimming in the pool. So I was just like out there actually editing the White Party video on the balcony and just looking down and being like, oh, hi boys, or whatever. And then when I finished that, I went and ate breakfast. And then I also got free access to the bathhouse. If I'm not doing a White Party thing, I think I'm gonna stay there.
Chakrang, yeah. I enjoy that place.
Was that the guy that you went to and I know that we're probably not gonna put this in the video, but he was the one that you didn't even think.
Yeah, he
Because you were in love for like a day after that. I remember that, you were.
That was at the
Chakra.
the best 1,500 baht I've ever spent in my life.
You heard it here.
Are we going this year or not? What if Sangkrong is better than White Party? We just like ditch White Party.
Again, because White Party is so much more than just White Party. It's also the New Year's experience.
Yeah.
Because like when we didn't go to White Party last year when we were going on the cruise, I was like super sad.
Fun, but we
had fun, but I was still like sad. I'm sorry to say Japan, but New Year's in Japan sucks.
Yeah, there's
so we
no
would need to find some. I would need to find.
Replacement.
Yeah.
How about Rio?
Rio?
Yeah.
I mean, not with the yen what it is right now. It's like a 24-hour. I mean, maybe I should go to Europe.